Good morning, students. So now let us start with our ninth chapter. Okay, Directive Principles of State Policy. There are some rules which everybody should follow. Okay, so that rules will be the rules given in the Directive Principles of State Policy should always be followed by all the citizens of the country. The directive principles of state policy in the Indian Constitution are unique and novel for they depict the ambitions and aspirations of the fathers of the Constitution. They can be divided into following categories. First, we'll see some economic. Economic means we can say about money or wealth. We can say, okay. Some of the principles are equal distribution of wealth and material resources among all classes of people, so as to prevent its concentration in the few hands. See, it says that the wealth should be the wealth and other type of wealth which can be called as materials, some like this, so like AC, TV, so they'll come under materials. Okay, wealth means normal money, we can say. So these all should be divided between the people equally, they're saying. Okay, because only rich people are having all these faculties. Okay, some poor people are also there. So our fathers of constitution thought that all should be equal before the law, means all should be equal in wealth also, like that they thought. Okay, so this will be the first point. Provision of adequate means of livelihood to all citizens of the state. All see, we have the basic necessity of the life, right? We need water, food, clothes, and a house to live, like that. So all these basic necessities should be given to every citizens of this country. Okay, other than these four, we have some entertainment and other basic necessities, right? So all these should be there to every citizen, they are saying. Okay, equal pay for equal work for both and men and women. Okay, if we do the same job, then how why can't we give the same salary to men and women? Okay, that is not wrong, right? It is very right. To ensure just and humane conditions of work, decent standard of living, full enjoyment of leisure, social and cultural opportunities. This is another point. Then maintenance and protection of health and strength of all citizens. Then to make provision of public assistance in case of unemployment, old age, sickness, disability and other such cases. To raise the level of nutrition and standard of living of the citizens. Okay, every child in this country doesn't get equal amount of nutrition, right? Some will get more and some will get less. If they get less, then we can help them to get more nutrition. That is, we can help by giving them food at right time. Okay, healthy food, like that. Okay, then these principles also incorporate similar values as represented by the 24 spokes of Ashoka Chakra. Okay, you know this symbol, right? It is the symbol present between Ashoka Chakra. Next is Gandhian principles. Prohibition of intoxicating drinks and drugs. Okay, so we should not use drinks and drugs. Okay, it is very harmful to our body, so don't use it. So this was given in Gandhian principle. Then to establish village panchayats, we have it now. Free and compulsory education for children up to the age 14. This will be accomplished sooner. Okay, sooner or later. Promotion of educational and economic interest of the weaker sections of people, particularly scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, and protection to them from social injustice and all forms of exploitation. See, if there's no mistake made by the children who are born in the scheduled caste or scheduled tribes, right? They are also same like us, so we should treat them same equally. Okay, and we should try to give them education and economic interest. Okay, there, and we should not exploit our what to say, we should not make any injustice things to them. They are also equal before the law, right? So we should treat them equally. Prohibition of the slaughter of cows, calves and other milch and draught cattle, and promotion of animal husbandry for improving their breed. To set up and promote cottage industries. Principles for the promotion of international understanding, to promote international peace and security, to maintain just and honorable relations between nations, to foster respect for international law and treaty obligations in dealings of people with one another, to encourage settlement of international disputes by arbitration. Next, bonded child labor. This is a very important problem in India, which is also happening right now. Although labor was banned in India at 1976 by the Labor System Abolition Act, this practice is still common in agriculture, mining, construction, beadie making, carpet weaving, and matchmaking industries, etc. In rural areas, children are forced to work as laborers when their parents are unable to repay debts to money lenders. They are forced to work up to 18 to 20 hours a day, even at a young age of 9 to 10 years. This is strictly prohibited, but also there are some places where children are working as child labor today, this minute too. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was a scholar and the chief architect of Indian Constitution. He was chief architect. That means he uh, provided the main points which should be followed by the citizens. Okay. On August 27, 1940, on 29 August 1947, he was appointed chairman of the Constitution Drafting Committee and charged by the Assembly to write Free India's new constitution. The text prepared by Ambedkar provided constitutional guarantees and protections for a wide range of civil liberties for individual citizens, including freedom of religion, the abolition of untouchability, and the outlawing of all forms of discrimination. He always restricted the word discrimination because he was from one type of untouchability, but he fought against it and became the father of the constitution. Next, 10th chapter, Information Kit. The concept of non alignment was put together by India, Indonesia, Egypt, and Yugoslavia during the Bandung Conference in 1955. This conference was attended by 29 Afro Asian countries. The emphasis was on the unity of the Asian and African people in their struggle for national independence, lasting peace, and international cooperation. Against this background, the non-aligned movement NAM was launched on 1st September 1961 by 25 nations at the first summit in Belgrade. The summit was held in Cairo in 1964, in which 47 countries participated. Today, NAM has more than 100 members nations. So, this is the 16th NAM summit took place in Tehran, Iran from 26th to 31st August 2012. At the summit, Iran took over from the Egypt as chair of the non-aligned movement for the period 2012 to 2015. The 17th summit of non-aligned movement is to be held in Caracas, Venezuela in 2015. This was the news before 2015, so it is told to be held, but it is already held. Okay. Next, this is SARC, South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation. Okay, SARC formally came into existence when its first summit took place at Dhaka in Bangladesh on 7th December 1985. The meeting was attended by the heads of states of Bangladesh, Bhutan, India, Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. Their objective in forming the association was to promote peace, stability, amity, and progress in region through strict adherence to the principles of United States Nations Charter and non-alignment, in a particular respect for the principles of sovereign equality, territorial territorial integrity, national independence, and non-use of force and no interference in the internal affairs of other states and peaceful settlement of disputes. Now, let us see some citizenship and fundamental rights and duties. Also, we have all the rights. No, also we have some duties to be done by all the citizens of India. So let us see what are they. Citizenship. Citizenship refers to the special status given by the government to people born or living in a country. A citizen is a person who has full rights as a member of the country either by birth or by being granted such rights. Our Constitution and Citizenship Act of 1955 describe the methods by which a person can become a citizen of India. The way of becoming an Indian citizen are citizenship by birth, citizenship by descent, citizenship by naturalization, citizenship by distinguished service. Okay. Mother Teresa, a foreigner by birth, was given Indian citizenship in 1948 due to her exemplary charity work and other services. Okay. Fundamental rights. The fundamental rights of the citizen are basic to the fullest development of the individual's personality and well being. Unlike other rights, the fundamental rights of Indian citizens cannot be changed by law. These rights guaranteed by the Indian Constitution are right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, cultural and educational rights, right to property, right to constitutional remedies. These are the six fundamental rights which every Indian citizen can have. Okay. Education is a fundamental right to every Indian child. Although the employment of children below age of 14 years is hazardous activities is banned by law in India, they are often seen working at construction sites, brick kilns and fireworks factories. Fundamental duties. The citizens not only enjoy rights but also have certain duties to perform. In 1976, a new chapter or article was added in the Constitution listing the fundamental duties of Indian citizens. The 10 duties mentioned are to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and national anthem. We should respect the national flag and the national anthem wherever we stay in India. That's not a matter. Okay, we have to respect its ideals and institutions. Okay, to cherish and follow the noble ideas which inspired our national struggle for freedom. Okay, to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India, to defend the country and the render national service when called upon to do so, to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic, and regional or selectional diversities. Okay, to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women, to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture, to protect and improve the natural environment, including forest, lake, rivers, and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures, to develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform, to safeguard public property and to abjure violence, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activities so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. So, this is our national anthem. Okay. While there is no provision in the Constitution for direct enforcement of the fundamental duties, nor for any sanction to prevent their violation, every citizen is expected to take these duties seriously and thereby help the country in its path of progress. Now it's quiz time. Jurassic Park and The Last World are books written by which author? It is Michael Crichton. Okay. Which was the first cinemascope film in India? Kagas K. Fool. Sikh Baba Farid Sarkar is known as the father of poetry in which language? It is Punjabi. Which element after oxygen is the most abundant on one's Earth's crust? Is silicon. How many years constitute a millennium is 1000? Who was the Booker International Prize in 2013? It was Lydia Davis. Okay. What do you call a television show that generally has ordinary people, not professional actors, and presents unscripted, dramatic, and humorous situations? It is reality show. It is called. Who introduced English as the official language in India is Charles Wood. Who was the first Indian to be the president of International Court of Justice is Nagendra Singh. Okay. Name the 16-year-old Pakistani girl who survived an assassination attempt by the Taliban for standing up for women's educational rights is Malala Yousafzai. Okay. Who was the first woman to be the Lieutenant General in India is Punita Arora. Okay. which was India's first docu-film is Alarm Ara, which video sharing website was founded by Chad Hule, Steve Jen, and Jawed Karim. Was YouTube, which famous Indian cartoonist was the man behind the famous Amul advertisement, Mario Miranda. Okay, when was Burma? Now Myanmar separated from India. It was 1937.